Assalamu alaikum. We can begin our meeting with an opening prayer. So position of prayer, please. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. The Beneficent, the Most Merciful, Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone do we beseech for aid. Guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, not the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they have heard thy teachings. Say, He, Allah, is one God. Allah is He of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He neither begets, nor is He begotten, and there's none like Him. And I bear witness that none or nothing deserves to be served or worshiped besides Allah. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is thy last and greatest messenger to we, the lost found Muslims here in the wilderness of North America. Amen. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful Savior, we can never give enough thanks and praise to Almighty God Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. To Allah and His Messenger, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, we can never give enough thanks. As I greet my beloved brothers and sisters in the words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to welcome everyone for another edition of Muhammad Sunday Lectures that we bring to you via live stream. And first off, I would like to give thanks to the believers who help support and make this broadcast possible for you and I. I'd like to thank some of the brothers who I am constantly in association with. I would like to thank our brother Daniel Shabazz. He's the engineer, one of the engineers behind making this happen. I'd like to thank Minister Haq Muhammad out of New York. Brother Daniel's out of Arizona. Minister Haq Muhammad, he's one of the host ministers of Muhammad Sunday Lectures. For those of you who haven't seen any of our series, he's one of the presenting ministers, one of our elders who was there during the time of the messenger, who soldiered during the time of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'd like to thank Minister Oscar Shahir, who's another elder who was there during the time that the messenger was present amongst us, who soldiered during that time. So those, it's an honor to have those types of ministers and brothers and sisters among us that can share some of that great history. Because you have younger brothers like myself who wasn't around during that time to witness the coming of Allah and the raising of His messenger, and to have witnessed, to have laid eyes on the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, to have heard him speak. You know, that within itself is a blessing. I'd like to thank Brother Captain Hassan that's in Detroit. He's one of our captains who helps the soldiering of the FOI and assists with many of the events that we put on. Brother Captain Shabe out of Atlanta by way of New York. He's another strong brother who put forth a lot of effort into making things happen. I also like to thank Brother Lieutenant Calvin, strong soldier, very disciplined soldier, making sure that the fruit is on point. And by the way, Brother Lieutenant, I haven't got my tie straightener yet, so if my tie is crooked, please forgive me. I'll have it ready next time, brother. I'd like to thank some of the other brothers, Brother Rashid Shabazz, Brother Secretary, who make sure that all information and records are kept. Brother Treasury Freddie X. Hood, who makes sure that every dollar and penny is accounted for, making sure that dues are met. Yes, sir. Brother Sharif Muhammad, also out there in Arizona. I'd like to say peace and blessings to him and his family. Very beautiful brother, beautiful wife. I'd like to thank my wife, Sister Sheila X, who puts up and tolerates all these meetings and have about 3 or 4 meetings a week and trying to get this message out to our people, helping to build this nation. So she makes great sacrifices along with myself. So I thank my wife for being supportive. I also like to thank Brother Travis, another strong brother who frequently attends our meetings and share forth his ideas to help grow and build this nation. You know, who else am I forgetting? All the brothers and sisters. Sister Padrina X Hood, sister is very instrumental. She makes sure that when we have events that we have our food preparation, bean pies for sale. We love that sister. Shout out to, I shouldn't say shout out, but peace and blessings to the Crow family, CROE, Crow, up there in Chicago, who keeps a museum of sort of the collections of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. We'd like to send out peace and blessings to all the believers up there and around the rest of the country and the world. For those of you that I didn't mention, forgive me, but you are definitely a part of this process of building our nation. So we ask that you continue to join on with us, the believers and followers of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Allah, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. I'd like to give thanks and praise. So today, which is May 14th, Sunday, and in this country, most of everyone is celebrating Mother's Day. You know, they picked a day out of the year to celebrate mothers. And there's nothing wrong with celebrating or honoring your mother. You know, they go out and they buy a gift or they take the mother out to dinner. But sometimes we forget about mama the rest of the year. Ask the mamas. They'll tell you, I ain't seen you all year long until Thanksgiving and Mother's Day. You know? So I kind of wanted to speak on a particular subject as it relates to mothers. And my subject today will be mothers of civilization, the Black woman. I know, there's white mothers, Korean mothers, Asian mothers, Chinese mothers, white mothers. But we're going to talk about the mother of civilization, the mother that produced all civilizations. And that's the Black woman. So if you're going to honor the mothers, don't forget about the Black woman. And she is indeed your mother, the mother that gave birth to your nation. So we go into this subject, mothers of civilization. I start by opening up The Message to the Black Man in America by Elijah Muhammad, the last and greatest messenger of Allah. And on the chapter where he speaks about the Black woman, page 58, the first sentence he says or writes is, the woman is man's field to produce his nation. Right? The woman is man's field to produce his nation. Right? So think about the importance of that. Think about the importance of the woman being the producer of a nation. That's a very, very important role. Now, she's not just, when we think about producing a nation, we're not just talking about the giving of birth. That's the first part of producing a nation. But that's not all that's required of the woman to produce the nation. She not only gives birth, but she nurtures the nation. She teaches the nation. She raises the nation with the help of the man. But when we talk about the Black woman is the mother of all civilizations and nations and races of people. She is the first producer of nations. She started first producing her own nation, the Black nation. See? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, the woman is man's field. Think about this. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us, like when you're raising vegetation, crops, he says that you make sure you protect your crops. You go out there and create some type of pesticide or some type of something that kills the weeds that may kill the crops. You protect your crops. You don't let any harm come to it, right? So should it be with the Black woman. You should protect her from harm. Protect her from her enemies and your enemies, right? See, this is where we fell short. We fell short, and I'm talking to the Black man. We fell short in protecting our woman. We allow the enemy to come among her into our homes. So we must protect our woman. We must lift her up and raise her above our nation, because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that no nation rises higher than its woman. We lift the woman up, not put the woman behind us, as some of you may think are Muslims. We don't keep our woman locked away. Our woman walks alongside us, but we should protect that woman. It is our protection and our care of the woman that you get confused with degrading or shielding. No, we're protecting her from harm. We're protecting her from our enemy. So I want you to understand this woman, and I'm talking about the Black woman here in America. She is the mother of civilization, the producer of all races and nations. How do we know? How is this to be true, brother minister? It's a good question. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that the Black man is the original man. Original meaning first. And from him came forth all other nations and races. The brown man, the red man, yellow man, and white man. All comes from the Black man and the Black woman. So we are the fathers and mothers of civilization, producing all people. And all nations should submit and honor the Black woman. Because if it wasn't for her, you would not exist. You can get brown, red, yellow, and white from Black, right? But you cannot get Black from brown, red, yellow, and white. They cannot produce darker. They can only go lighter, right? But the Black man and woman can produce all nations. You can see it within the Black family. You see every nation and race within the Black family. We have Black people that has no pigmentation. We call them albinos. They look like white people. We have Black people that look like Chinese, Japanese, all races and nations of the earth. All you have to do is look within the Black family and you will see them all. But you can't look into the white race and see the Black family. Only the albino, because the albino Black man and woman have no pigmentation. Their hair is blonde. The eyes are blue or gray sometimes. But my point is that no other race can produce the Black race. It's scientifically and mathematically impossible. But the Black man and woman can produce all others. So the Black woman that you see today, unfortunately, has lost the knowledge of herself. Or should I say, was stripped of the knowledge of herself. The Black man and the Black woman was stripped of knowledge of self. So the Black woman that you see today is not of her original self by nature. She is acting outside of her nature. So when you see the Black woman today, she is a woman who has become, through the process of slavery, the progress of dehumanizing has become other than herself and acting out of her nature. She must be taught back into the true knowledge of herself and her God so that she can become her original self. And her original self is a righteous Muslim. This is the nature in which God, Allah, has created us. Our nature, not our religion, our nature, our culture, our way of life is Islam. And we are righteous Muslims by nature. So we need to get back to being our original selves. Excuse me, let me grab my glasses real quick. I want to read something here from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Pardon me. So we're talking about the black woman, the mothers of civilization. That's the highest title. As Special Ed said, the highest title, numero uno. For those of you who know about Special Ed. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and he's talking to the black man. He says to the black man, you don't love them. Talking about the black woman. He said, you don't love them. Why? It is because you have allowed visitors to run in and out of your house. Thus, they have destroyed your love for your woman. And your woman has not the love for you that she should. Right? He said that you don't love your own woman anymore. Can anybody bear witness to that? Does the black man treat his woman like he loves her? No. He treats her just like her enemy does, the slave master. He treats her like a tool and a fool. He doesn't treat her with love or respect. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said is because he allowed the black man, we have allowed visitors to run in and out of our house. Everyone run in and out of our house, disrespecting and degrading the black woman. And by that happening, we had lost love and respect for our woman. But it's our fault. We allowed this to happen, right? And he says that she doesn't have the love for us that she should. Why? Why does the black woman not have the love for us that she should? It's because we didn't protect her. We didn't provide for her. We allowed the enemy to come in and treat our woman less than. So she looked at her black man and said, how could you allow this to happen? It's because the enemy put fear in us when we were babies. We feared him so much that we would not even stand up and defend our woman. So we are thankful that Allah has come today. He has come to remove that fear, teach us our true knowledge of self, God, and the devil, our enemy, so that we do not fear what we don't understand. Now we understand, because he has raised up one from among us, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. We thank Allah for him, because he was bold and brave enough to stand up in the enemy's house and call them devils to their face. And they did not deny the fact that they were devils. Think over that. They call themselves devils. They know who they are. They just deceived us into thinking that they were not the devil. But we were taught that he was the devil, and not to trust him, not to allow him around our woman. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that is a good sign. Until we learn to love and protect our woman, we will never be fit, and we will never be a fit or recognized people on the earth. Think over that. Until we learn to love and respect our women, we will never be recognized by other people, other nations on this earth. They don't respect that, because every other nation love, respect, and protect their women. Even the smallest nation that doesn't have the best protection against their enemy, they will die protecting their woman. Wouldn't you respect that? Would you respect a man that stands aside and allows his woman to be attacked because he has fear of the attacker? Or would you respect a man that goes in to protect his woman from his enemy, even though he may lose his life? Wouldn't you respect that man more than you would respect that man that's alive, but he didn't go to the rescue and protection of his woman? We must protect our woman. We must learn to love our woman. It is in our nature. Our mothers, the Black woman, is the mother that gave birth to you, who nurtured you in the womb, who was your first teacher. That's your mother. And then some of you brothers want to go out and get something other than your mother and bring her home and say, look, mama, look what I brought home. And she's no resemblance of your mother. Not physically, not mentally, not spiritually, not traditionally, not culturally. You come home with Becky and say, look, mama, here's my new wife, Becky. And mama be like, because she don't want to hurt your feelings, she accepts her. But when she was raising you as a little boy, looking into your future, she was looking for you to go out and reproduce what she loved and admired so much. Little black babies. But you go out there and get mixed in to this world thinking you're doing something, coming home messing up the family portrait. But anyway, so we must be respected. We must first learn to love and respect ourselves first, and then we'll gain the respect of all the other nations of the earth. They're not going to want to honor, even though they know that the Black woman is the mother of civilization, Because of the way that we carry ourselves today, it doesn't bring respect. But they're waiting. They're waiting for you to rightfully reclaim your throne. That throne belongs to you. There's a custodian sitting on your throne in your absence. And the longer you stay out here in this world, following along the enemy way of life, they're going to be happy with that because they won't have to release the throne. All you got to do is reclaim it. It's yours. It belongs to you. This world and everything in it, above it and around it, belongs to you, Black woman. But I got some news for those custodians sitting on your throne, Black woman. Either they release the throne or be removed. When I say removed, I'm not talking politely. We thank Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and we thank his messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the Black woman is our first nurse. Is that right? She is your teacher. Your first lesson comes from your mother. Your first lesson comes from your mother. If you don't protect your mother, how do you think you look in the eyes of other fellow human beings? So that's what we're talking about. Protecting the woman. We must protect the Black woman. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. We're going to get a little bit into that because you need to understand how to protect your woman. It's not always just physical. Sometimes you got to protect the Black woman from herself. Right? Allah himself, this is the most honorable Elijah Muhammad speaking. Allah himself has said that we cannot return to our land. Hear that? He said that we cannot return to our land until we have a thorough knowledge of ourselves. The first step, step one, is to control the control and the protection of our own women. Let me read that again, because I know some Black women got their eyebrows raised like control. You was good with the protection, but control? The first step is the control and the protection of our own women. It got real quiet in the room. Yes, the Black man must protect his woman from her enemy and his enemy. But control. Why should the Black woman be controlled? Why shouldn't she be independently equal to the Black man like the white woman is with her man? You know, we've seen on the news in these Eastern countries, Islamic countries, where women are fighting for liberation or equality, and they want to do everything that the man is doing just as the white man is doing in the Western Hemisphere. We see that. And we look at the men of those countries as the word won't come to me, where you're holding the woman down or holding her back from advancing. You know, some people look at it like that's the old way. This is coming to the 21st century, you know, where the woman is liberal and independent and women can do everything men can do, you know. But God, Almighty God Allah, the creator, did not create men and women the same. He made us equal in the true sense of the word equality. Equality doesn't mean that you should get the same portion as I get. Equality means that you get a portion fitting for you and I get a portion fitting for me, even though those portions may not be equal in size. Think over that. Allah created man and gave man certain responsibilities. And he created woman and gave her certain roles and responsibilities befitting for each gender. But that doesn't mean that our role and responsibilities are the same. But it's equality. You know, I have a large family. Boys, girls, different ages, teenagers, toddlers, adults. And I don't treat them or do for them exactly the same. I do for them according to each one of them. You know, sometimes one child may come and say, well, you didn't do this for, you know, you didn't put this person in timeout, or you didn't put them on punishment. And I had to say punishment because, you know, we don't do timeout. But anyway, one child may come and say, well, you didn't do this to that child when you did this to me. Well, being a just father, I have to look at the circumstances and look at, you know, your track record as far as how many times you done violated certain restrictions or laws, and make judgment based on that, when this could have been this child's first attempt or first time, you know, breaking the rule. So I'm not going to give the same punishment to that child on his first offense or first time when you've been constantly breaking the rules. That's not justice. Justice and equality, they go hand in hand. So I think I made my point when I'm talking about the difference between the man and the woman, and equality, what that represents for different individuals. But control. When we're talking about control, we're not talking about control as in you can't think for yourself. We think for you. That's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about control as if you can't have your own mind, your own ideas, or share your own thoughts. That's not the control that we're talking about. We love for our women to express their thoughts and ideas, to help in the works of the man. We need you beside us, helping us with whatever it is that we're doing. We don't need you quiet in the background. You're no benefit if you're quiet in the background. We need you here beside us, sharing your wisdom, sharing your perspective as a woman. That's why you are so valuable to this nation, our nation. That's why we can't have you locked away in the background. You have to be present and accounted for, and you have to be a part of this process, just the same as it is with a mother and a father raising a family. The children need both parents, but understand each parent have different roles. So does the man and woman within their nation. We have different roles. We're not going to send our women off to war against the enemy like this nation does. Put their women on the front line. How foolish is that? No, we're going to be on the front line. Our women going to be back there in the safety zone. And you will not get past this front line to get to our woman. So when we're talking about control, you see, I have to tiptoe into control because I know how women feel about control. Oh, you thinking a different type of control. But I'm talking about a control that's for the benefit of you. Because like I said, sometimes we have to protect the Black woman from herself, right? Look at the Black woman today. She is following along behind the white woman. She wants to be her. She's always looked up and admired the white woman. She wants to dress like her. She wants her hair to look like hers, stringy, long and stringy, blonde. She wants her eyes. She wants her eyes to be blue and gray, looking possessed. You don't look good. You look other than yourself when you try to look like the white woman. While she's steady trying to look like you. It's a confusing world that we're living in today. She's going out trying to get her lips injected, her rear end injected. She wants to look like you. But she don't want to be you. She want to look like you, but she don't want to be you. You want to look like and be the white woman. So control. I don't want us to lose focus. Control. The Black man needs to be able to be in control of his nation, his woman, his children, as every other nation is in control. The man is in charge. God created it that way for the man to be in charge and to be responsible and accountable for the family and the nation. Allah is going to come to us. Why is your woman out here parading in the streets half nude Why is your woman out here in these clubs drinking alcohol, entertaining strangers? He's going to come to you, black man. So we need to have control. But how do we get that control? Out of respect, out of the love and respect that we exemplify to our black woman. She's not going to respect you if you're not holding your post as a black man. If you're not out there providing, if you're not out there protecting, if you're not showing respect and love, you're not going to get control. She will be a fool to relinquish control over her to you if you're not qualified. So we have to qualify ourselves, black man. Because this black woman is more valuable than you know. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad goes on to say, you cannot control or protect your woman as long as you are in the white racist false religion called Christianity. Let me read it again. You cannot control or protect your woman as long as you are in the white racist false religion called Christianity. Why is that, dear Holy Apostle? The only way and place to solve this problem is in the religion of Islam. Are we saying that because we're Muslims? No, not just because we're Muslims, because it's a fact. It's an actual fact. Matter of fact, this board is called an actual facts board. And everything on here is an actual fact. Christianity in America for the black man and woman means slavery, suffering, and death. And that's the tool that they use to murder Jesus, the cross. And that's what you wear around your neck. You cannot control or protect your woman in Christianity. Why? Because Christianity enslaves you. It doesn't free you, it enslaves you. When we were brought to America, we were made Christians. This was the other shackle. They had the shackle, the physical shackles for your hands and feet, but then they had to give you another shackle for your mind. Christianity, love your enemy. That's what they teach in Christianity. They don't teach that in Islam. Love your enemy. Turn the other cheek. Right? What we witnessed under Christianity was slavery, suffering, and death. Physical death, mental and spiritual death in Christianity. Is that not a fact? Here's the evidence right here, Exhibit A. Black men being hung, still to this day. Shot down cold-blooded in the back for a traffic violation. Is that not lynching? You cannot control or protect your woman Testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing. Can you hear me now? My apologies, brothers and sisters. I had some technical difficulties with the microphone, so I had to switch it up real quick. So please forgive me. Matter of fact, this must have been a water break. All right. Can you hear me? Okay. Hopefully you all can hear me. I hope we didn't miss too much. It was getting good. So, as we were saying, you cannot protect or control your woman, black woman, as long as you're in Christianity. All right? You need Islam. Islam is going to teach you the true knowledge of yourself, God, and the devil. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that it is a pleasure. Listen to this. It is a pleasure to Allah to defend us from our enemies. It is His pleasure, it is His honor and pleasure to defend us, from our enemies. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we would not have to even lift a finger to protect, to fight this enemy. He's going to do it for us. It is His pleasure to do so. So we should have no fear, no matter how great this enemy of ours may appear. He is no match for Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom all praises are due forever. He is no match. You see him with powerful weapons. I'm talking about our enemy. Missiles, atomic bombs, sending weapons out into space. He appears to be a mighty beast. But that's what Allah wants. He wants him to be at his best, so that when he shows up, he will bully the bully. Oh, yes. His weapons, the enemy's weapon, is no match to Allah's weapons. Allah can use the forces of nature as a weapon. Why? Because He is the controller of nature. Rain. He can use rain to flood areas. Look at the story about Noah and the ark. Killed millions of people with rain, right? Hail. They just showed on the news on a hailstorm, hail coming down that can fit in the palm of your hand like softballs. Imagine something that big and that heavy falling from the sky. Let that hit you upside the head and see what happens. Snow. He can use snow, beautiful white snow. Look like it won't harm a rabbit or a mouse. But that same snow can be used as a deadly weapon. It will snow you in to where you can't even leave the confinement of your homes. You can't travel up and down the street. He will shut you down. And your powerful weapons will be sitting there unmanned because you can't get to it. He uses earthquakes. Earthquakes. He'll take these skyscrapers that you have and bury them. I mean, brick by brick. He'll tear down a whole community. And let's not forget about hurricanes, tsunamis, and tornadoes. We done seen it. And what nothing nobody can do. All you can do is start over. But with this war, which one will survive the war Armageddon? With this war, there won't be no starting over. It's going to be the end. It's going to be the end of a civilization and the beginning of a new civilization where the black woman, the mother of civilization, will be recrowned and rethroned to her rightful place as the mother of civilization. So I'm coming to my conclusion, brothers and sisters. Islam will not only elevate your woman, but it will also give you the power to control and protect them. We protect ours against all their enemies. Black man, we must stop our women from trying to look like them, right? We talked about that. The bleaching, the powdering, the ironing, the coloring of their hair, painting of their lips, cheeks, and eyebrows, wearing shorts, going half nude in public places, going swimming with them and lying on beaches with men. Huh? You know, somebody come to the door and your woman is in your bra and panties. Like, hold on 1 minute, let me go put on some clothes before you open the door. But then when you're going to the beach, you're wearing the same thing out there in the public. What sense does that make? We're too busy trying to be like them when you refusing to be like yourself. Nothing's better than being yourself, knowing yourself. So in my conclusion, brothers and sisters, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad says, nothing but Islam will make you a respectable people. We Muslims are your example, living here in your midst. There is no delinquency in Islam. Are you with us to put our people on top of the world? Are you with us to put our people on top of the world? Think over that. So with that being said, brothers and sisters, I hope and I pray that you gain some understanding. I hope with these technical difficulties that you didn't miss anything of value, because these are the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as given to him by Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom we forever give thanks and praise. So let's not spend a day honoring the black woman, your black mothers and your black wives and your black sisters and your black aunts. Let's not respect and honor them for a day. Let's honor them eternally, for they are the mothers of civilization. I thank you again for your time and attention as I greet you as I came in the words of peace and paradise of Assalamu alaikum.
If you believe what you heard taught today on Islam is true, and you would like to learn more or you are ready to accept and reclaim your own, contact the Lost Foundation of Islam Muhammad's Temple United at 623-312-4352. Again, that's 623-312-4352. We thank you for joining us today and we ask that you return next Sunday and invite your family and friends. We ask your support so that we may continue to get the truth out to our people. You may contribute by donating to our Cash App at $MT United, that's $MT United. May the peace and blessings of Allah be with you. Assalamu alaikum.